Hello there and welcome back. Welcome back to this part 5 of this series, and it is the final episode where we talk about how to conquer chronic pain. In this episode, we're going to discuss the role of pain medications in the management of chronic pain, and a reminder that the contents of this video are derived from a TV show, and the link to the video is in the description so check it out if you haven't done so already. On the show, we were introduced to Marty that had chronic pain, and he was going through a pain management program. We were also introduced to a professor, I think that teaches at one of the university in Australia. He was paid. I think his programs were paid by pharmaceutical companies, but I found that he was quite neutral in discussing pain medications and pain management. We were also introduced to a couple of other ladies that one was using marijuana, and the other one was on a new type of medication. So they are the people that we're going to be talking about today. The first tip that we heard is from Marty, and the tip that he had for us is don't rely on pain medications to fix everything. Work and improve on your body and your mind, such as stretching, exercises, and meditation. Those things will lead to better functionality. So Marty started out, as he said, from just taking pain medications only. He said that it was just easier to take pain medications than to learn and improve on coping skills. But he shared with us that it didn't really get him anywhere, and things were actually getting worse. So at the pain management program, he participated and he worked on all these coping skills, and he pushed through all those activities. And in the end, he said that he was much happier, he was able to do a lot more, and if I remember correctly, he's off his meds. So just really quickly before some people turn off the video, this video is not about anti-pain medications, right? It's more about sharing and learning how different people use pain medications. Some people need them, some people don't need them, some people work better with this one, some other people work better with that one. So that's the key point. In Marty's case, it's more about him finding that pain medication is insufficient. It didn't allow him to learning in coping skills, and hence that his health was just deteriorating. So for him, coping skills is very important, and it's about everyone finding their own balance. And through time, it's going to be different as well. At the start, you need that pain medications to cope, but as later on, as we progress, coping skills is more important. So that's the key point. So from the previous point, it's natural that we allude to Marty's second tip for us is that you can get through pain without taking pain medications. In essence, what that really means is that you can have pain and not let it bother you. So you can have it in the background, or you can be aware of it, but it doesn't bother you as much. So it's not really like a anti-medication type of comment. It's just more about you can develop the skills to have pain in the background, have pain there, but not necessarily bother you a lot. Now, this obviously is going to take time for someone to develop the skills, and that's really the main point, that it's possible to develop that skill. So perhaps the concept is this. The concept is being fearful of pain. So if you're using painkillers all the time, then you're encouraging your mind and your body to push it away, right? And pain medications helps with that. It's like, oh, now I have pain, take pain medications. You develop a sense of fear of pain. Um, I'm thinking that what this tip really is about is that it's telling your mind, telling your body that it's possible that you can coexist with pain. And when you can coexist, then you don't have that fear, you don't have that mental pain that comes on when the physical pain comes. That's really important. That I think I never thought about it before, but it's definitely something that's developed through time. That it's to learn not to be fearful of every single pain signal, because it's chronic. It's not acute pain. So I think this tip is mostly for people starting out with pain, maybe in the first year or two. When I started out, I think I've shared this before, when I started out with chronic pain, I just thought it was inconceivable, absolutely inconceivable, that I can keep living with pain. Inconceivable. This tip is trying to say that pain medication helps you cling on to that hope. Like if I just keep loading up with pain medication, then I don't have to live that life. What Marty is trying to say is that he's lived that life of always relying on pain meds, and now he's off them completely. And he's just sharing with us that he can still live on, and in fact live a happier life with pain than just trying to reject pain all the time, rejecting it with pain medication. I don't think it has to be very black and white. I've always been, I think, very middle ground. It's not like don't have pain medications or always have pain medication. Just find out what works for you. But the important message is it's possible to live with pain all the time. The advice that we got from the doctor at the pain management program is, well, he didn't really say it was advice. What he tried to do at the clinic is to get everyone in the program off their medications. And then what he stressed is so that they can learn the coping skills. So I think this is just more of a different methodology to get to where someone to a place that they can handle with everything with pain. Perhaps it's just a much faster and accelerated way of getting there by going off all medication so they can be dependent on their coping skills, right? Be dependent on their coping skills rather than be dependent on pain medications. So if you can imagine someone needs to use, they're getting better and they're always on their wheelchair, and you see your wheelchair as pain medication, right? They're always dependent on the wheelchair, but they never really develop the skills to stand up and walk on their own. So taking away that wheelchair forces the person to really crawl and just doing all their best to cope with everything. So it's just something to think about. The whole stress thing that we're trying to stress is it's very important to develop coping skills. That's it. Everyone is just trying to say it's very important to develop these coping skills to live with chronic pain, and don't be too reliant on pain medications. The fourth and final tip is from me, and that tip is there's always new things coming out. Medical science can provide new therapies or provide new medication that will potentially improve your pain or even end your pain completely. Now, I didn't really, in the past, really believe this was true or not. But from the show, we were introduced to two ladies. One, she started on marijuana. Marijuana isn't readily available in Australia yet, but her pain went down to just a 2 out of 10. She now has a much better relationship with her husband. The other lady had migraines all day, every day. completely debilitating. With the new medication, she was it has cut her migraine down to just 4 times a month. She says she's now working and she's a lot more independent than before. So that's the final tip. Pain medication, there could be new things coming out. There could be new therapies coming out. So please thrive instead of cope while you're in your current state. And when these new things come out, I hope that you thrive even more. So with all that said done, that's the my final tip. So thank you so much for watching the final video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you got out a lot of things from the past 5 videos. And if you have any other tips, feel free to drop them down in the comment section. Remember that your pain is my pain. Hence that I wish you have a great day tomorrow, great day next week, a great day next month, and fantastic years to come. And I'll catch you in the next one if there's a next one. Bye.